Let me know in the comments section, do you have a newer vehicle and you're switching to an older vehicle, or have you always driven older vehicles and you refuse to buy something from the 2020s? So I'm at 5 Star Auto right now, and they have a couple of cool older vehicles. 08 Suburban. Let me know in the comment section, is this generation any good? I'm familiar with the GMT4 and GMT 800s. $6,950, 4-wheel drive. This is an Escalade GMT 800. I know this is gonna have the 6.0 with 345 horsepower. At the time, that was a lot because the other 6.0s only had 300 horsepower. So this was top dog back in the day. Escalade, that's my van right there. E350 Econoline, I've never went new. The newest vehicle I have is a 2015 Honda Element. These are catching on, and that surprises me because these are really ugly, like the Pontiac Aztek, but for some reason these caught on and the Aztek didn't. Active lifestyle vehicle. If you drive one of these, you look like a hiker. Looks like you're into camping or bicycling if you have one of these. So this one's $5,950, 4-wheel drive. I believe the weakness in these is the transmission. Lexus, I believe this is basically a rebadged Land Cruiser. $12,950. That seems like a pretty good price. I believe this has the 4.7 V8. Most underrated vehicle of all time, minivans, $5,950. This should have the 3.6 Pentastar engine. That's the base model. That's the base engine in the base model Challenger and Charger. So there you go. Couple of old vehicles right here. So yeah, are you getting into the older vehicles? Are you a younger person and you refuse to buy a newer vehicle and you want to get something older? This is it right here, this Escalade. So 20 plus years later, this was all in all the rap videos, but look, it's still around, and you see a bunch of GMT 800s still around. And there's my van, 1999 Ford Econoline E350 with the modular motor V10. I bought it with 104,000 miles 6 years ago, $6,000. Now it's up to $168,000. HHR PT Cruiser ripoff. Yeah, anytime I pass by a hole-in-the-wall dealer, I'll stop by now. I like how these guys actually show the prices. So there you go. If you buy one of these vehicles, say, hey, John Drives Anything filmed your dealership. I saw a video recommended to me that 90s and 2000s SUVs are going up in price, so those are still affordable. Here's my van. 168,000 miles. I drove this thing to Utah, from San Diego to Salt Lake City, Utah 2 months ago, and I trusted it. No problems at all. That 5 Star Auto dealer with the 6 cars for sale, that was in a small town. They actually have a 5-star review on Yelp, and in their old pictures there was a Viper and C6 Corvette for sale. So random cars. This dealer is in San Diego on Broadway, bigger dealer. GMT 800 right here. In my last video talking about old cars, I was talking about how newer cars are ugly. Here's an ugly old car, but it's ugly on its own terms. You're never gonna see an ugly car like this again. Now cars are ugly because they're all copy and paste. This is ugly because it tried to be something different, and I was gonna buy that car. If you're a regular on my channel, you saw me talk about that car many times. This is a Lincoln pickup, huge flop. But I believe this has the modular motor in it, along with the Ford Econoline vans. And there's my Ford Econoline van. This generation of GM truck, is it any good? I'm not too familiar with this generation, but I see these a lot. So let me know if these are any good. If these two Nissans have the 4.0, excellent engine. Same truck as that Suburban right here, but in Escalade form. Another excellent vehicle, 4.0, inline 6, pricey, $8,000. We'll talk about cash for clunkers later and how cash for clunkers took out so much supply of vehicles like this. The thing about dealers now is they don't put prices on their vehicles. I know the prices of these because I looked them up on the website. I had no idea. I'll pop it up right here, how much this Escalade is. I'll go ahead and check the website and see what this costs. But yeah, a new Escalade is 120 grand now. A new Suburban, what, 80,000? So here's the thing. Here's a question you may have. What if you need a new engine or a transmission? Let's go back to the Suburban. $7,000 for the GMT 800. Let's say you need a new transmission or a refurb transmission. About $4,000. Engine should be about $6,000. You replace the engine and the transmission, you're good for a decade or two. My buddy, he has a 40 Econoline van. He got a new engine for it. Brand new or remanufactured, but he had like a 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty, like a new car, like a new vehicle. And he paid $7,000 for a new engine, for a new 5.4. I looked up how much a new V10 would cost me if I need a new engine. Yeah, it's about $6,000 for a completely new engine. Transmission, it would be about $4 grand for a refresh transmission. And yeah, you're good to go another decade or two if you have to replace any of that. And that's a lot cheaper than car payments for 72 months at $1,000 a month. I've been watching a lot of new vehicle regret compilation videos lately, and it looks like modern vehicles are struggling to make it past warranty phase of 3 years, 36,000 miles. The reason why I was talking about the GMT 800 so much in this video is because I see them everywhere. It's a perfect example of an early 2000s vehicle that's still everywhere. There's so many of them, even though it's a 26-year-old vehicle now. It doesn't seem special because you see them everywhere like it's a modern vehicle. I don't think we're going to see 2026 GM trucks in the year 2046. But in the year 2046, you're going to still see GMT 800s and GMT 400s from the 90s. See that Nissan Versa right there? The irony is that's considered one of the worst vehicles of the 2010s. I still see a lot of them. And if this is still around, it's going to be the automatic transmission or the manual, not the CVT. The CVT really hurt Nissan's reputation. Old Honda Civic, Honda Fit, Toyota Celica right there, probably the 1ZZ engine. I'm pretty sure that's not the GTS. I'm going to get out right now, get some food, and let's check if that's a GTS. If it's not, 1ZZ engine. That engine's going to last forever. Base model Celica, 1ZZ engine. Yeah, I'm the guy that films cars like this. So yep, not the GTS. So yeah, this car's going to last forever. Late 90s, early 2000s RAV4. I still see those everywhere. You know why? That's when Toyota was actually good. And that just has a basic, naturally aspirated NA engine, no turbo. I don't like this era of everything being turbo. Turbo is cool for sports cars, performance-oriented cars, hot hatches, but not in everything, not in SUVs. Even Silverados have 2.7 four-cylinder turbos now. I like how this thing's just a straight-up V10. That's 6.8 liter, just engine displacement. Very, very low-tech engine, but these engines are known to last 300,000 plus miles, and I've seen them with 500,000 miles. Dodge gets a lot of crap for being the worst, but I see these everywhere. So Dodge, on its worst day, is better than new manufacturers on their best day. Older Dodge, not the Stellantis Dodge, but yeah, that should be the 5.7 in that Dodge. I still see those everywhere. Next time I talk about old vehicles being better than new ones, I'm talking about the freedom aspect more. Of course, they're cheaper to buy, easier to repair, cheaper to repair. There's no trackers on your vehicle, and if you drive a gasoline vehicle, you're not limited by range, you're not limited by where charging stations are at. You simply fill up your fuel tank, and your range is reset in less than 10 minutes. So right now I'm at a rest area because there was traffic in that direction. Now it's normal, so I'm gonna head out again. That's what I like about my van. If there's a bunch of traffic, I could just pull over, hang out in here. It's a mess right now, but I was just on my laptop answering comments on YouTube and editing videos. So I just hung out here for an hour until the traffic died down. It's nice. There's the dashboard of my 1999 van. Nothing fancy. And there you go, another GMT 800 right there too. They're everywhere, I'm telling you. So like I said, these GMT 800s, they don't seem special even though they're 20 plus years old, because you see them everywhere. Same with this 40 Econoline van. They made them from 1992 to 2014. So the oldest versions of these vans is what is that, 35 years old, 34 years old? All right, so yeah, I just hung out in here and waited for the traffic to start moving again, so I'm just not sitting in traffic being bored, wasting fuel. And yeah, it's just comfortable hanging out in here. All right guys, I will see you in the next one, the next video about old vehicles being better than new ones.